Welcome back, everyone, to Stainless Steel. We are ready to be marching on Aberdeen now. All we have to do is declare war on the Scots. But even before we do that, we'll grab Matthew of Evesham here, and we'll send him to Aberdeen. We can see that basically there is no army at all. There's 2 units of urban spear militia, and a man named Gil, Michiel, I'm not sure. And that's all that's in the city. So we're a little over-prepared, maybe a little overdressed for this occasion. We brought 2 catapults. I guess we got to knock down the walls still to kill those men, but we have an entire army to annihilate those few units. So I guess that mission will be completed very quickly now. We've got 4 turns for that. But first of all, let us, as usual, take a look at our notifications. We've gained a few thousand florins now. We're starting to get rich again, but Edmund of Lincoln has died. I think maybe the pagans finally got him outside of Yaroslavl. I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly, but that's my best bet. Okay, we've also got a market in York, and we're going to have to be building perhaps the next level, a fairground. York is quickly becoming our, by a large margin, our most profitable city. And I intend to keep it that way. Someone was saying that gallows decrease population growth. And they could be correct. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. They reduce public order due to happiness. They increase public order due to law. And they also reduce religion conversion bonus. So I'm not sure if they actually do reduce population growth, unless I'm mistaken in reading that. But as far as I can tell, they don't. But anyway, we now have a new priest in Visby to replace the priest that we have sent out aboard this ship here. And we've got the Norwegian army of Captain Jens once again on our shores. Look at these guys. Viking Drenjar. These guys look pretty nuts. And I'm not sure. Are they missile units? Are they sword units? They appear to be sword units. And it looks like that's the entire army. But anyway, they're camping out outside Visby. Once again, they hop on a boat, they come off. Maybe they're tourists, actually. I think maybe Visby has a year-long, an annual festival every once in a while. A festival of the fish, I think it is, actually. And these Norwegian soldiers are just coming to purvey all we have to offer. Okay, let's see. Riga, held by Lithuania, is 67% pagan and 16% Catholic. So we've got Jasper here, Beauclair, and he is more than ready to be converting some of these pagans. So we're just going to park him outside Riga, I suppose. And he's going to be converting up a storm for the next couple turns, probably until his death. And hopefully he gets enough skill to become a cardinal, but I don't know, it's hard to tell at this point. The Kingdom of Aragon is no longer at the war with the Republic of Genoa, which is not surprising. They only were at war for, I don't know, a few turns, but there's no access to even get to that war. I mean, they have to pass through English lands before they even get to Genoese lands. Well, you know what, I suppose they could be taking the Balearic Isles back from the Genoese, or even anything in North Africa, but that requires a naval invasion. And as we know, in Medieval 2, early Total Wars actually, naval invasions are very, very rare. So I guess they just decided that fucking boats, let's not even bother. But anyway, speaking of boats, we have to put our agents on this fleet headed for North Africa, and I think that's all of our agents. We got 4 priests and 2 merchants. That sounds about right. So I think first off, we'll have to find a good place to land. I think we've been over this. The vast majority of Genoese-held lands are majorly Catholic, but it seems that Oran has a lot of hereticism. So we could land there. All the Moorish lands are mostly Catholic, but except for Granada. So we got to hit up Granada, Tunis, and the like. I think we'll swing down to Granada first of all, and then we can skirt the Barbary Coast as we go along. All right. Oh yes, Duke Barty Carr is still besieging Lyon, and Lyon has a half stack of Genoese bastards inside, so I think it'd be a battle worth fighting. Dijon, same thing. Bern, not so much. There's only a quarter stack, not too exciting. I guess we'll find out when we get to that point. I believe Frankfurt is still held by the Genoese, and that is very perplexing. I thought it would have been taken back once again. They've even got quite a lot. Oh my god. Pavis Spear Militia. Pavis Spear Militia. That's the first sighting of that unit. But there we go. Yeah, I thought Frankfurt would have been retaken by now, but apparently the Holy Romans either don't have the strength. Oh my god. Even the Polish have taken a few territories from the Holy Romans here. Let's talk to the Poles, get some maps maybe. Okay, no, apparently that's the only change in their borders. I bet you if I talk to the Holy Romans, though, perhaps they'll have something to say about... Oh, my word. Okay, so apparently that crusade has gone much better than I had anticipated. The Holy Roman Empire is now being dismantled slowly but surely by the Danes as well as the Poles. I'm not sure if the Venetians are getting in this action, or even the Hungarians. I believe they're all at war with the Holy Romans still. Yes, there we go. Poland, Hungary, Venice is in here somewhere, I would assume. There we go, Venice. Yeah, we're all at war with the Holy Romans still. And I think that's basically the end for that that German giant. So that leaves a lot of territory for us to swoop in and take after we take these Genoese territories here and sweep up the Scots. I do intend to get some peacetime soon after, though. But anyway, I suppose we'll have to declare war on the Scots right about now. There we go. And we'll build a lot of siege equipment. You know what? I'm not even sure we need to wait a turn. We could probably assault the castle and win by a large margin. We could even auto-resolve and probably win by a large margin. Oh, shit. Apparently the Pope did not agree with us declaring war with the Scots because we are no longer allied with them, because the Papal States are allied with the Kingdom of Scotland, so I suppose they've taken our side, or sorry, the Scottish side on this war, which is a big mistake in my opinion. And you know what? I completely forgot. We need to move some units into Paris before we even declared that war. But there we go. I think Paris is well off, so there is no problem there. We can continue to recruit priests and merchants in Paris, though. Apparently we have a few slots open for them. I think what we'll do right now, actually, is we can auto-resolve the siege of Aberdeen and then go on to fight the Battle of Lyon. Alright, let us auto-resolve this. Clear victory. We lost 27 men and killed 260. Wow. Who lost the most men? I suppose it was our feudal knights and these light men-at-arms. That's quite embarrassing. You're the only units to lose men in the entire battle. Tisk tisk. Not a good claim to fame. But there we go. Owen Vaughan has captured and occupied Aberdeen. And... what the fuck? Okay, so we had a mission to annex Aberdeen, but apparently our mission has expired because we have taken Aberdeen. I don't know what the fuck. So the entire point of this war has basically been nullified due to a little bug there, unfortunately. Inverness is not much better, though. There's only a few more units. So I might as well just get Owen Vaughan to continue on towards Inverness. I don't see why not. Aberdeen kind of looks like a shithole. There's not a whole lot here. Well, actually, I spoke too soon. There's a Master Thieves Guild. My goodness. The first of its kind that I've ever witnessed. But we have to repair that stone wall. But yeah, you know what? Aberdeen actually has quite a few good buildings. They've got stonemason's hut and logging camps already. They know all about it. And they've got some siege buildings. So all we need to build now is roads to extend our ever-growing stone roads, and then this mining network. I think that would be a good idea as well. There we are. Wonderful. We can retrain our light men-at-arms here, even, probably due to these blacksmiths. Okay, so not a bad acquisition at all, except for we're losing a bit of population due to squalor. So I'm going to have to build some buildings pretty shortly to negate that negative population growth. As I was saying, though, York is our most profitable city by a large margin. 4,000, and London is only 3,000. You can see the difference of population as well. That's 4,000 people different, and somehow York is pulling it out. But London is quickly followed by Edinburgh, Exeter, and Rennes. And Paris itself is not doing too great, actually. You would think Paris, being our second largest city, would be producing a bit more income, so I think we'll have to see what the deal is there. Perhaps there are some buildings to construct? No, we can upgrade the place, though, which I think would help with the whole situation. 5,000 florins, I'm sure we could drop down on Paris. I'm not sure if we don't have any... Oh, Philibert Russell, I had forgotten about you. But anyway, I'm not sure if we have any watchtowers or if it's just a rebel situation, but I'm going to get Philibert here to drop a watchtower right outside Ham, and then we can get a line of sight on that French city, the Scottish city that only has 2 men, 2 units. So we can march on Ham pretty much immediately here, as well as Bruges. They're both very lightly guarded, but the real thorn in the side here is Antwerp, because that is where the majority of the Scottish royal family resides, and the majority of their military might anyway. Basically, this is their entire military force right here. And everywhere else is lightly guarded, so I'm sure we could just sweep them up pretty quickly. You know what? I think it's about time we hop into Lyon, though, and take this city. So, Barty Carr is ready to go. He's polished up his armor, and he's oiled all of the hinges and rivets, and basically he's squeak-free and ready to kick the shit out of Clementi de Chiesa here and his half-stack. So we might as well... You know what, we'll do a night attack just to make it freaking interesting. I'll see you outside the walls of Lyon.
Muster your courage, men! We march into battle!
Alright, so these are the ramparts and fortifications of Lyon. We've got to get into this courtyard way the hell over here, which requires us to break through 2 levels of walls. This may be the first multi-tiered battle I can remember. Perhaps Toulouse was multiple walls, but we've got a bit of strategizing to do here. First of all, what I'm going to do is basically take the gate and every single inch of walls around it, which, you know, is pretty much the same for every siege ever. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to harass these walls with my siege equipment. My mangonel hopefully will be able to get off a few good shots on these men here. Those explosive barrels should be able to make quick work of them. Meanwhile, though, I'm going to send these 2 siege towers here to the these weird angular walls here, whilst I pelt this long section here. And then, oh man, those are some sick shots, but I can't see them really hitting anything. I'm not sure if my catapults are using normal ammo, fire ammo, not sure. But my trebuchets, same thing. Oh, we could use rotting cow carcasses. Let us try that. We'll pelt those walls as well. Now, we'll send our light men-at-arms for the gate, and we'll try to go for there, I suppose. I'm going a little Mike Tyson there. Okay, you know what? I'm going to get my siege equipment to concentrate. Yes, this part of the wall here is exactly what they're aiming at. Great. Bam, some shots from my mangonel. A little low, though. You need to be aiming for the men themselves, not the wall, actually. But I'm going to speed it up a tiny bit. I'm not sure where this siege tower is going. It needs to be heading around there. This one there. Perfect. I've got more siege equipment somewhere, I thought. Oh, yes. Here we go. The siege tower has yet to move for some reason. There we go. I think we far outclass the Genoese. Oh! Okay, we roasted a single man there. Not great, but it's certainly something. But we're slowly damaging the wall there. 4%. Wow. For the amount of siege equipment we have, you'd think that would be fucking wrecked by now, but no. I think perhaps the flaming ammo is probably a bad choice, and also the rotting carcasses, same thing. But those mangonels doing their best. Oh, there we go. We have burnt yet another man. Mostly they're fear-inducing weapons, I would say. They're not really doing much else. I suppose I could also get my archers to fire at these assholes whilst they have the chance. There we go. I've also got 2 spare units of Norman sergeants that I should probably storm through the gates there, like so. Ta-da! I've got a ton of cavalry that's gonna have to sit idly by until we break through the walls. What the fuck are these shots here? They're not doing anything except for scaring the shit out of my own men. I really hope my trebuchet just knocks down my own tower right here. That would be great. No, that was a little close, but there we go. We are slowly breaking down the wall, killing a few of these mace men, and our light men-at-arms are actually at the walls now, which is pretty great, pretty great. The only other units in the castle is this unit of cavalry militia, and then I think there are a few in the courtyard. Whoops, I've overshot the courtyard. There we go. Yes, it's the green ghosts of Genoa. A few spearmen and some more feudal knights. Perfect. So it's all cavalry. Quick work for our Norman sergeants. Oh shit, my archers are a little confused here. They've run to the base of the wall and have refused to shoot. But there we go. Our light men-at-arms are about to start butchering these macemen. You know what? What the hell are these spears for at the top of this tower? Are they to ward off these crossbowmen from boarding the tower? I don't know. Perhaps it's to prevent Pegasi from assaulting this tower. But then, anyway, our light men-at-arms are going to start butchering these crossbowmen and macemen in pretty short notice here. Our archers remain to be confused, though. There we go. These 2 units seem to be firing, though, which is amazing. Somehow they figured out the mystical orders I've given them. And our mangonel continues to be pretty frickin' useless. I think perhaps if they were a little closer, that would be perhaps better. Okay, well that was nearly a good shot. Oh shit, look at this. We're burning down some poor guy's fucking house right here. I gotta say, you know what? He's probably not poor. This is quite a house. I'm not sure if this balcony is up to building code, though. There's no fall restrict or any sort of banister or anything to that regard. So, you know, any babies you put on this balcony, they can just tumble off to their death. That's not great. Oh shit, we've also destroyed this house here. We've got a bit of collateral damage going on. But look at that, they've abandoned that wall due to our siege equipment, which is perfect. So we're going to have to save either our siege equipment or our battering ram to breach the inner sanctum of Lyon here. And, you know, look, our light men-at-arms are making quite the foothold on the wall. They're doing much better than our Malays Petites for some reason. Our Malays Petites are getting wrecked by the Genoese light men-at-arms. Luckily, we've got reinforcements on the way in the form of our own light men-at-arms, and our Norman sergeants are trying to take down their spearman sergeants on the right flank. Unfortunately, there's a lot of oil to be found inside this castle, inside the walls themselves. Not great. Our archers are a little useless at this point, though, so I'm going to get them to stop firing and reform outside the walls to attract arrows, I suppose. There we go. We've captured the gateway somehow, some way. But our Malays Petites, for some reason, this unit is mostly untouched. I'm wondering, actually, if we can capture this tower here really quickly and then continue onward in our conquest. Oh, shit. That guy's just getting ramshackled by those 2 crossbowmen for some reason. He's not even putting up a fight. He's just accepting each blow as if he was forced to, but of course that's not the case. Okay, we cannot actually capture that tower, so we're going to have to continue to beat on those crossbowmen. Our Norman sergeants aren't being very intelligent, and they've just been roasted by the boiling oil as they have chosen to actually walk. No, it's more like a stroll, really. They chose to skip under that gate and get roasted by that oil, unfortunately. This unit here is pretty much free to do whatever it wants, so I'm going to put it on the ground, and hopefully we can get it to flank that unit there. Perfect. We've got some commands going on. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm kind of thinking that we can charge in all of our cavalry, though, to hunt down these mailed knights here. Or, well, I suppose it's cavalry militia, but they are choosing to hide in the corner of the castle. We're going to have to get someone to reclaim that battering ram. I'm not sure if I can move my siege equipment inside, and by siege equipment I mean my many catapults and whatnot. So I'm just going to get someone to drag that battering ram inside and bash down that gate. Okay, we have actually claimed the wall here, so my light men-at-arms and Malays Petites are free to do as they wish. So we might as well get these light men-at-arms to take care of those macemen and the like. Okay, our other units are moving on to the inner sanctum. Our Norman sergeants, though, are getting a little hasty. There's not much they can do outside those walls without equipment, so I guess they're going to have to stop where they are. These Malays can also get moving. Our light men-at-arms fighting those macemen. Still, we've got light men-at-arms reinforcements coming. I'm not sure if these guys look cooler since we got those armor upgrades or not, but they still look kind of derpy with those helmets. Oh well. Okay, our Norman sergeants are heading back to pick up that ram. Any minute now, they'll be all over it, and we'll be inside the courtyard of Lyon. And we have routed that unit. Perfect. We've got many infantry units to spare. See, this is how a siege is done. You have infantry units to spare. You're not struggling to win the melee. Man. Okay, so this unit, this group rather, is basically free to do as they wish. Unfortunately, our units are getting a little bit of archer fire over here in these trees. I might get this Malays to actually withdraw because they're a little weakened. So let's get them outside with the siege equipment. You know what? I could probably get some archer fire inside that courtyard if I was intelligent. There we are. Now, our Norman sergeants have the battering ram again. Now it's just a matter of them... Oh, shit, there's not even a... port... Oh, yes, there is. There is a portcullis. It's just not closed. So I'm kind of wondering if we can force that open with our English bodies. You know, perhaps they can't close that portcullis because our bodies are gumming up the works. I'm hoping that is the case if we run in there really quickly. Okay, so we have breached the courtyard pretty easily here. We've just decided to charge inside. But behold, it was a trap, and now my Norman sergeants are actually locked in combat below that boiling oil. Not ideal in the least. But Group 4 is free to move. We're going to send them here for now. They're going to rest a bit because they are actually exhausted. The remaining Norman sergeants I have actually are going to try to reinforce any second now. Norman sergeants aren't the best unit for assaulting the courtyard, but look at that. They have apparently made it inside without a fucking hitch. We've just basically strolled inside, killed a few guys, and that was it. But Norman sergeants are what we need to claim the courtyard due to the mass amounts of cavalry found within. I'm actually going to get these 2 units of Malays to hunt down these... oh shit, these guys are getting fresh outside the castle walls. But I'm going to task these 2 units of Malays to hunt them down. There we go. Fucking militiamen are just going nuts. Not following any orders. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But there we go. We're going to get our remaining units in this courtyard as well. I'm not sure what the hell's going on here. We've got a bit of a traffic jam outside the walls. Can this battering ram not go beneath the... Okay, no. It's going. You know what? We don't even need that. Drop that shit. Ta-da. Okay. I've got 3 units of Norman sergeants ready to go. Ready to rock.
Force remains.
But we might not need their assistance.
Our men are winning the battle.
My Norman sergeants are holding these spearman sergeants in place. And you know what? We might not even need... my archers. I'm not sure. They're a little late to the battle. Oh my god, they're climbing up the tower. Look at this. Oh, they're like bees just rubbing their bodies against each other to create heat. I don't know if you've ever seen that video about, I can't remember, it's National Geographic or something, but it's basically honeybees swarming Japanese wasps, Japanese giant wasps, I believe they are, and basically cooking them to death with the friction caused by their multitudes of bodies just rubbing back and forth. Very fascinating. I'm not sure who the first bee was to really discover... Oh, shit. Okay, well, those cavalry militia have come up from behind, and now they are about to screw my Norman sergeants in the butt. And my light men-at-arms are caught up in the middle of it, but luckily we've been able to corner them with my Norman sergeants yet again. There we go. Through the gates, my lads. Through the gate. There we are. We'll speed it up a bit. These cavalrymen apparently are very apathetic about the whole situation, just remaining in the back lines the entire time. I'm not sure what the hell they're planning, but hopefully we can get our Norman sergeants around the flank. We'll just squeeze on by there, and hopefully we'll be able to rout that unit of spearmen sergeants rather quickly. I'm going to pull back this unit of spearmen sergeants, Norman sergeants, and the like, and rush in with the rest of my units. Actually, I'm going to keep my Norman sergeants in reserve and send in Group 4 to do the dirty work, as they are the most combat efficient units at my disposal. Unfortunately, they are all very, very tired, exhausted even. But we'll just chop through this unit of spearmen sergeants and send our Normans into the fray. There's only 70 of them. We're slowly tearing them down, wearing them down, and the like. Okay, any minute now, we'll grab all of our Norman sergeants. Ta-da! Here we go. We're in the inner sanctum. Oh, Group 4. There we go. Now it's just up to our sergeants to seal the deal here. We got a unit of macemen in the courtyard, though, which is not surprising, actually. One unit fled earlier, but I'm not sure how our spearmen sergeants, Norman sergeants rather, are going to fare against those maces. But anyway, nevertheless, we're going to be charging into this shield wall. Look at these fucking assholes. Oh my god, they don't even know how to wage war. Oh my god. We've got a million spears coming up to fuck them up, and they're just staring the other way. Perhaps they are just too cowardly to face their fate in the eye. But look at this. We can just slip by with the remainder of our Norman sergeants to charge these cavalrymen directly. Great. And then we can even slip another unit right here. Perfect. Hopefully we can bind all these cavalrymen up in all these wonderful, wonderful spears. These guys are cocked and ready for action. They're going to be charging over this low stone wall, and they're going to be raiding this old woman's pantry right here because they have no interest in this frickin' battle. But luckily, this general is going to be annihilated by my spears pretty quickly here. I think it's Deciza was the name, but he will soon be no more. He's going to be... I can't even remember what his first name is, but it's no longer going to be Deciza. It's going to be De Dirta, because he's going to be of the 6 Feet Underground clan. I don't know where I'm going with that, but actually, you know what? This general's bodyguard is tearing my Norman sergeants a new asshole, and I'm wondering perhaps it's because they're too tired to actually fight men on horseback. But nevertheless, I'm going to pull back this unit because we don't need to sustain any further losses. Group 4 is still ridiculously tired, too tired to continue this battle. My Malays might be able to get in on this action, actually, because that unit of cavalry militia was dominated by our Norman sergeants. Yeah, I was hoping my spears would be able to seal the deal rather quickly here, but no, they've just been chopped down. Look at this. Look at all the red. Red from blood and red from dye. I guess, dying. Okay, my Malays will soon be on the case, though. Here they go. Charging. Oh my god, I hear the portcullis. Are they closing it finally? No, it's actually owned by us. I freaked out for no reason, but look at that. We closed it basically to throw a giant middle finger to our archers, basically to say, you know, no bows allowed. No girls allowed in this fort, kick-ass. And shit, my Malays have pushed through, and we can pull back this remaining spear unit. Let's see if we can get our Malays to tidy up the remainder of these Genoese assholes. Look at this. There's only 5 spearman sergeants left. Hopefully we can charge them right into these feudal knights, and hopefully they'll get torn up just as much as that last unit was. But look at this. We're going to kill Deciza. And there he goes. There he goes. And there he slides graciously across the dirt of Lyon. But now our spearman sergeants, Norman sergeants, I keep mixing them up, are ready to rock. And you know what? I'm just going to pile in the remainder of my cavalry as well. I don't see why not. Let's make this a fucking party. Alright, you know what? This is basically the end of the battle, so I'm gonna say it's done, and I'll see you with the stats. There you have it, a clear victory. We lost just as many men as we killed, though. Well, actually, we recovered about 100 casualties, so that's something. We lost 500 men, but there you have it, the Siege of Lyon in 1207 AD. Perfect. Alright, you know what? I might as well just execute these prisoners. And there we go. We have captured yet another brilliant fortress. But there we go. Our relations are worsened yet again. And we've got now 20 regions. That's quite a kingdom. We're actually probably amongst one of the larger kingdoms in the world now. The Fatimids have quite a lot of land. Actually, the Byzantines as well. The Cuman Khanate, well, as far as area goes, the Cumans, the Khwarezmians, and the Fatimids have a lot of territory. But I'm not sure how many cities they actually control. Same goes for the Byzantines. I'm sure they have more cities than even the Cumans or the Khwarezmians, but they do have their capital. Oh shit, the Turks actually made Constantinople, well, Istanbul, rather, their capital, which is not surprising, but that is a kick in the shin of the Byzantines. Wow, holy shit. I would be right fucking pissed if I was the Byzantines. Let's take a look at Lyon here. It's not bad. Quite a lot of money, actually. A lot of public order. Not very good population growth, as has become a custom of all of the regions we are now capturing. They have shitty population growth. So we'll have to build some communal farms and the like to boost that pretty quickly. I'm beginning to wonder if we should convert some of our fortresses to cities, though. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fortresses on the continent, and probably just as many cities. No, 4 cities, 5 fortresses. It's going to be 5 cities, 6 fortresses by the time we're done. That's not a bad balance, but I'm sure some of them are a little bit redundant. Perhaps if you have some thoughts about that, leave a comment, because I'm kind of on the edge of my seat about it. On the fence, rather, is a much better expression for that very situation. Richard Francis does not need to be spying on Lyon anymore, so we might as well send him to Italia to get some eyes on Lombardy, Veneto, Liguria here. Liguria. But yeah, we'll have to capture Dijon pretty quickly here. I'm not sure how long Barty Carr is going to have to stay in Lyon. Perhaps he can retrain a few units before continuing onward. We'll recruit a priest here. And you know what? I'm not sure we can build some mines, but I'm not sure what to build or recruit. There's no regional units here, unfortunately. I suppose there aren't any in France, but you never know. There could always be the one rare unit that you never noticed. We're gonna have to get rid of this rebel sometime quickly. He's got a half stack of units here. Perhaps that's a task for David of Salisbury here. I think we'll have to send some of these units back for retraining in Angers, though. For example, these units of feudal knights. Let's just merge that unit, actually, and we'll send it back to Angers for retraining. The remainder of his army is not very good. We need to replenish his numbers somehow. We've got a lot of redundant units in Angers that I'm sure we could actually get rid of, such as these archer militia. We'll just totally disband them. And I'm sure some of these spear militia we can get rid of as well. Nice. We've got even more rebels outside of Rennes, and I'm sure our militiamen can handle that one, actually. Let's see if we can get a captain to take care of this. Clear victory. Perfect. I was hoping we might get a Man of the Hour event there, but no. It was not meant to be. But Captain Edgar has performed well, and now he will rest up back in Rennes. Ta-da. I think we have some more rebels, actually. Yes, right outside Carnarvon. They've got 4 units. Let's see. Archibald of Warwick is not going to be able to do that, but perhaps Samuel Russell will be able to rustle them out of their hiding place. We can recruit quite a few feudal knights in Nottingham, actually, and that would be a good thing to do, because we can just store them in Nottingham until war times come. Replace our old Malays. For example, this unit here, I'm just going to... Well, no, I'll keep that unit until the campaign is complete, and then we can continue onward. Captain Nigel, 5 units.
We don't normally trade with the enemy.
Let's see, how many... 3 units. Okay, you know what? I'm going to recruit a cavalry militia for Dublin, and I'll also get one of each other unit. There we go. That should be quite an army to take on Captain Nigel. Very well. Martinus Barbarius is just chilling in Ireland for some reason. I'm not sure what an inquisitor does in Ireland. Is there a lot of hereticism in Ireland? Let's find out. Whoops. Ta-da. No, there's only 1% hereticism in Dublin and 3% in Galway. Luckily, we took care of France, oddly, and hereticism is no longer a problem in Ireland. But you know what? I think we can actually end the turn. This has been a rather long turn. You gats. Well, we've got another history event here. It's for the Children's Crusade, perhaps the most depressing crusade to have ever occurred. 2 young boys who claim to have had visions of Jesus in which he assured them that only the innocence of children will defeat the Saracens have led a crusade of children to the Holy Lands. Unfortunately, most of these innocent pilgrims have been either lost at sea to storms and rocks or captured by pirates and slavers. Ye gads, we have a new mission to cease hostilities with the Kingdom of Scotland, but our reputation will not be as high as it once was. I assume we also have a new mission to cease hostilities with the Republic of Genoa, and a new mission to actually blockade the port of Genoa from our Council of Nobles, who apparently know better than the Pope himself. But I think to first appease the Pope, we'll have to give him a gift in the form of a gilded fruit bowl, I think. So we're going to make a single payment of, I'm going to say, 2,500 florins, and see what he thinks of that. We'll gift that. Happily accepted. Let's see if he wants another alliance.
We shall listen, of course.
I guess we can't actually get an alliance right now. I suppose it's because we are at war with the Kingdom of Scotland. Yes, that is actually what is going on. We are at war with the Kingdom of Scotland, in which the Pope is... with which the Pope is allied with, so we can't actually... propose another alliance due to that, but I guess we'll be allies very quickly here. Let's see. The Pope is very pleased with that kind donation. I suppose we can just lay low for a little bit here. We could even... Well, no, 7 turns is quite a long time. I was going to say we could let that mission blow over. But I did see a lot of activity from the Genoese along this mountain pass here. For example, Aldelmo de Chiesa. Oh my god, it's his frickin' brother. He's really pissed at us, actually, because we just slayed his brother inside Lyon. And, understandably so, actually. I would be quite pissed as well if my brother was slain unmercilessly in the dirts of Lyon. Inside the walls of a shitty city. So I think we'll let the conflict with Genoa cool for a couple turns here while Duke Barty Carr gets his army back up to par. And we can focus on the northern front. Actually, you know what? We probably don't even need to push too much further after Inverness. I mean, we can consolidate the islands, and we can even leave the Scots to Flanders, really. We could basically call them the Netherlands after after this day. But look at this. Oliver Russell has come of age, and he is just chilling with his brothers and his father inside Paris. We've got Oliver Russell, Philibert Russell, and Simon Russell, who I'm sure will soon die. Oliver Russell is militarily minded, though. Philibert Russell is the administrator of Paris. That is correct. Let's see what else we got going on. Hubert of Shrewsbury is now the Duke of Aberdeen, which is not really great. Because he is actually a military general, so he can't really administrate over Aberdeen. Humphrey of Westmoreland, our spy outside of Bruges, has become the Guildmaster of Thieves. Okay, so that gives him increased ability and movement. Wonderful. So I guess this guy is our go-to spy now, Humphrey of Westmoreland. Let's see if we can get him in. No, even though he is the Guildmaster of our Thieves Guild, he still can't really do a whole lot. Well, he can spy on this army here. Let's see if he's successful. 80% chance for success. And barrels, there we go. A uniform, clever. That doesn't look much like... That's just a suit of armor. Anyone could find a suit of armor. My goodness. Could have come prepared for this mission, really. There we go. He's really confused about armor for some reason. But now he has gained a skill point, which was really the whole point of... Okay, is the whole point of that mission right there. 1 to subterfuge, 1 to sight range. Perfect. Now we can get him to do some other shit somewhere else.
With discretion.
But anyway, we've got a massive field in London, which has started to stall the whole squalor situation. I'm sure if we were to get a church, no. Let's see, one of these buildings, there we go. This inn will actually increase population growth due to happiness, so we'll build that as well. And then we can get to building this great market and printing press and whatnot. It'll be good. Let's see, this great market will give us an additional 60 florins in trade, which is not a whole lot. Holy shit. It's hardly even worth it. But Dublin has paved roads. That's a terrible accent, but now that we have paved roads, we can start to really build Dublin up as a center of trade or a center of education, really anything. But first, let us build an abbey. For some reason, I'm not sure. Aberdeen has been repaired, Lyon has been repaired, and Paris is in the process of being upgraded, actually, which is pretty great. That's right. We have an entire army built in Dublin to just get rid of this one army of rebels, and Captain Robert is taking care of it right now. Unfortunately, that was a clear defeat for Captain Robert, so we're going to have to retrain a few units here and recruit a fuck ton more spear militia just to take care of that. This is a costly mission I've given these guys. Samuel Russell, likewise, is going to be taking care of Captain Aston here. Clear victory. Perfect. Now the roads from Carnarvon to Nottingham, the dirt roads, that is. Carnarvon still cannot build paved roads. Those dirt roads, goat trails, really, they're clear all the way to Nottingham, so we can trade information units, forageable goods, I don't know, between Carnarvon and Nottingham. Perfect. But there you go. We've got a lot going on. Admiral Alfred. Did I forget to pick up a priest or something? No, I've already dropped off a priest. That is right. But there we go. We've got another priest in Visby to send all the way to Lithuanian lands.
Yes, Your Highness.
Jasper has yet to gain any points, unfortunately. But I'm sure our other fleet here will soon be outside Granada. Yeah, Valencia is thoroughly Catholic, as well as Murcia, so it's all about Granada. We're all about Granada right now. Even the Balearic Isles are 100% Catholic, I suppose. But you know what? I suppose we'll have to end it here. I think this episode has ran on rather long. So once again, everyone, thank you for watching. This was a good episode. Let me know what you think about converting some of these castles. Personally, I'm kind of leaning towards keeping them all as fortresses, as we're not really wanting for too much money, and I would rather have defensible castles than too much money. You know what I mean? Money is great, but it's easy to gain for us, basically, whereas castles are a little harder to get. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll catch you next video.